Hi there, welcome to this video on the anatomy of the upper arm and your forearm. In this video we will cover the posterior side. I made an additional video that covers the anterior side and the anatomy of the hand. If you're interested in those videos, check them out in the description. Furthermore, if you're meeting for the first time, my name is Raoul. I'm a final year medical student from the Netherlands. I'm making weekly medical videos. If you're interested, don't forget to subscribe. Also, I'm always starting with a little disclaimer. This video is meant purely informational. This is not medical advice, and if you're looking for medical advice, always contact your own doctor. So let's get started. So let's start with the anatomy of the posterior side of the upper arm. In the upper arm you have only one big muscle, which is the Triceps Brachii, and you have one smaller muscle, which is the Anconeus Muscle. Both are innervated by the radial nerve. The Triceps Brachii has three heads. That's why it's called triceps. Tri stands for three. And the long head is attached at the infraglenoid tubercle. And you have the lateral and the medial head, and they are both attached at the radial groove, and they go to your ulna. And the Triceps Brachii has three functions. It helps to extend your forearm, extend the shoulder, and do abduction of the arm. The Anconeus muscle is attached at the lateral epicondyle of your humerus and goes to the lateral side of the olecranon and the posterior ulna. And it has also two functions: extension of your forearm and supination of your arm. Then we have one smaller muscle, which is mostly located at the posterior forearm. It's called the Supinator Muscle, and it's attached at the lateral epicondyle of your humerus and goes to the radial shaft. And it has one function, as its name already suggests, supination of your forearm, because it's the supinator muscle. On the posterior side of the forearm itself, all the muscles can be divided in 6 compartments. In the first compartment you have two muscles, the Abductor Pollicis Longus, which is innervated by the radial nerve, and the Extensor Pollicis Brevis, which is innervated by the median nerve. Both make up the lateral side of your anatomical sniff box. So the Extensor Pollicis Brevis lets you extend your thumb. This is extension and this is flexion of your thumb. And the Abductor Pollicis Longus lets you put it outside of this view. This is abduction, so this movement is abduction, and it helps you to make the C movement. So if you make a C, you use the Abductor Pollicis Longus. Then in the second compartment you have the Extensor Carpi, Radialis, Longus and Brevis, which help you to extend your wrist from the radial side and do radial deviation. Both are innervated by the radial nerve. And in the third compartment you have the medial side of your anatomical sniff box, which is the Extensor Pollicis Longus. This is innervated by the radial nerve as well. Then the fourth compartment is made up by 5 muscles. The first one is the Extensor Indicis, which goes to your index finger and helps you to extend your index finger as well as your wrist, innervated by the radial nerve. And then you have 4 Extensor Digitorum Communis, which helps you to extend those 4 fingers as well as a little bit of your hand. Again, innervated by the radial nerve. Then in the 5th compartment you have the Extensor Digiti Minimi, which goes to your pinky finger, helps to extend your pink as well as your hand, radial nerve again. And then the last compartment is the Extensor Carpi Ulnaris, which helps you to do ulnar deviation as well as extension of your wrist, a little bit of your forearm, again radial nerve. So this was my overview on the posterior side of your arm, forearm. I hope you learned a lot. If you're looking for videos on the anterior side or the anatomy of the hand and the hand bones, also made those videos. You can find them in the description. Again, I hope you learned a lot. If you have any questions, ask them. Feel free to subscribe for more upcoming videos, and as always, see you next week. Bye bye.